What's going on, everybody? MyKill Hobbies back at you with a new type of product review. This one is a security camera, and if you know me, I'm all about security. I've got 16 cameras around my house along with other security measures, so I'm definitely not a novice when it comes to security cameras. I have had them for several years, so I do know what I'm talking about when it comes to security cameras. A little bit off the top, just from doing a little bit of research before this came to me, this thing is controlled by an app. It's solar, it's wireless. Duh, you can see that from the box. This is an ABS type of plastic. It's outdoor weather resistant. It has 360 degree view plus 140 degree angle. It is controlled with an app, Cloud Edge. We'll get into that soon. This thing has night vision, IR, live view recording, instant notification, multi-user access, advanced human AI detection, two-way audio. This is the box, DC9P. Let's go ahead and get into this. In the box, you get everything you need. This even comes with a provided USB cord to go ahead and pre-charge this thing to test the function, make sure it powers on, make sure it works great. That way, when you get to your location, you can test it and make sure it works before you mount it anywhere. That is a plus right there. In the box here, you're gonna get your camera, your solar panel, your hardware. So you get stickers for the mounts. You get a mount for the solar panel and for the camera. Each sticker already has the hardware locations. You put it right up on the wall where you want to mount it, and the holes are already located. Drill them out, pull the sticker off, and the mount is going to go right on there. You don't have to worry about holes being off or anything. Everything is set perfectly for you. You get the user manual and the micro USB charger. Now this thing is wireless Wi-Fi. I am pretty excited about that. All of my cameras are wired. I live in Florida, and I did it all in the summertime when the attic felt like 1,000 degrees. So it was not fun getting up in the attic and running all those wires. This one right here is going to be awesome because you simply power it on, download the app, connect to the Wi-Fi, do the short process to set it up, mount it, and you're ready to go. Okay, so getting into the box here, you will see that you are greeted with the quick start guide. This is the pamphlet for downloading and operating the app. You want to look for this icon. So you also have this nice little pamphlet here, which I forgot to mention. This camera also takes an SD card. So if you want to record to your SD card, take that around, download it, check it out on your computer, your laptop, whatever. You do have that option, so that is a very cool feature too. Also, on this pamphlet, you see you've got all the support you need. Of course, this comes from Amazon, so you can contact them through Amazon, or they have email information and phone numbers here. You can contact them directly. That is very cool. On the customer care card, I just got to mention they must have had somebody writing this that talks like me. I love right here, it says, tip, the micro SD card gotta be formatted after inserting it up. It gotta be. I love that. Okay, everybody knows that I love to see packaging like this, making sure the product is excellent, safe, and secure, nothing getting scratched up. So it looks like here we've got the solar panel. It's got this nice foam covering on it and inserted into this piece of foam here. So we have our micro plug there that will go to the camera. Okay, solar panel looks nice. There's no kind of extra glue or anything. Everything seems to be sealed up very good, so very nice. There's the insert which the mount will go to. Have the micro USB charger that they've included for pre-charging the camera. Okay, here is a mount. This is, looks like it's going to be the mount for the solar panel. So that's going to screw in there, and then you have this tightening nut right there on the end. And if you loosen this up, yeah, you should be able to, you can move it, you'll be able to move this in basically any direction that you want. So that's really, really cool. Looks like we've got two sets of hardware here. One set for the solar panel, one set for the camera itself. We have a mount here. This is for the camera by looking at the base of the camera. And this looks really, really cool. You can see it has up, and I see slots that stop right here. The camera is simply going to just snap down on it, which means removal and moving this around will be very easy if you need to. Okay, getting into the camera here, 5MP. We've got a QR code here. This may be to download the app also. Got our antennas right here. Let me go ahead and, so here is the stickers for mounting for the camera. And this is for the solar panel. That is a really cool feature that they included right there. Get this box out of the way over here, and we'll get into the camera a little more. Dekco. This feels very, very nice. This doesn't feel like a cheap piece of plastic in your hand. Everything feels like it's fitted very nicely. I don't want to turn this too much because this has a motor in here. Like I said, you've got 360-degree viewing and 140-degree viewing up and down, which you can control by the app. You can just move this thing around all over any direction you want, plus the two-way audio. So it's really, really nice. Here on the bottom behind the lens here, this is your power cord for your micro USB. Also, that is where your solar panel is going to charge, or is going to plug into to charge the battery up. You have your watertight rubber fitting right here. That little dot right there is the power indicating light right there. Here on the bottom, you have another watertight rubber fitting. If you pull that up and push it to the side, you have power button, reset button, and right there is where your micro SD card will insert right into this camera. So here is the back of it right there. And we'll just see here that the mount here looks like it is just gonna slide in and just pop right up, just like that. I'm not gonna snap it all the way because I don't want to have to deal with that, but that is very nice. This looks and feels to be very, very high quality. This may have a little bit of charge on it, but I'm going to follow the directions as per the manual and plug this into the USB charger and get this thing fully charged up. It's a very nice looking, attractive finish on it. Feels to be very high quality. You do have your lens covers here. So you have your IR indicator, you have LED lighting, you've got the night vision, you've got the two-way talkback. This is going to be an excellent option for anyone that just wants to feel more safe and secure wherever you are. Put one of these up. You don't have to run any wires. As long as you have Wi-Fi and a smart device, you are good to go. Thank you very much to Dekco for sending this to me. I'm very pleased and very happy to review this because I am a security fanatic. Set that there to the side. Just give a little closer on the panel here. It's a very nice looking product. I do love how this wire is pre-hardwired to the panel, so you don't have to worry about anything there. And it looks like you've got plenty of cable to get this panel out in the sun. Now remember, this is a solar powered camera, so it's only going to work as good as much sun as it gets to charge the battery. So if you have this in a well-shaded area or just an area that just doesn't get much sunlight, you're not going to get much power out of the battery because it's not going to get charged. Please keep that in mind. So the quick start guide here, very legible, very nice. They took their time on making sure that you're going to be able to read this very easily. The step-by-step process is super easy. It's very minimal. I mean, basically you download the app, you connect it to your Wi-Fi, you power on the camera, you take a picture of the QR code that's going to pop up on your phone or your smart device from the app, and then you connect. Then you're good to go. You start playing with it and make sure you feel more safe and secure wherever you are. So I did take a couple of notes here. This thing needs to be mounted between 7 to 10 feet high and 15 feet angle from vertical ground. So you don't want to have this thing, leaned over or anything like that. The more level you have it, the better it's going to operate as per the manufacturer. Don't aim the lens directly at the sunlight. It's not going to be good for the lens, just like it's not going to be good for your own eyes. Okay, here in the manual, just like I was saying, you have the X's and the check marks, and the X's plainly point out in the pictures, and you can read it if you need to. Don't put this in a shaded area or where it's not going to get a lot of sun. This thing is supposed to be in direct sunlight as much as possible. Make sure that you have your smart device connected to the camera before you mount it. That way you know everything is connected to the Wi-Fi flawlessly. Now you do want to go ahead and make sure that you power everything on, go through the steps of the manual, and set all this up inside the house. Then you take it out to the location where you want to have it to confirm that everything stays connected successfully. That way you can have it operate where you want it. But do the setup inside your house close to the router. Okay, so I have power plugged in, charging up the camera. You can see the red indicator light there. I just want to take a note here for the SD card capability requirements. It can be 8 to 128 gigabytes, and the read and write speed requirements should be a class 10 level. The file format is FAT32. So you may need to reformat the SD cards that you may have, or just buy the correct one. Now, as far as setting up the camera, you're going to download that app Cloud Edge. You're going to register an account, which is completely 100% free. Then you're going to set up the camera following the steps that they have provided in the manual. You need to have this no more than 16 feet away from your router whenever you're setting this up per manufacturer requirements. So once you have the camera ready to connect to the app, you will have to come back over to the camera, to the reset button, which is underneath this watertight fitting, and you'll press and hold that for 10 to 20 seconds until you get a tone. And that tone is going to be your prompt to scan the QR code that is going to be on your smart device. You select the camera, continue connection, and then you are all set. Once you're done with that, you take the camera out to where you're going to have it mounted to make sure everything is connected successfully, and you are free to roam about. And just a quick note, once you do hit the power button on the camera, the indicator light will turn blue to show you that the camera is powered on. Also, since this light will be covered up once you put the watertight grommet back in place from the pre-charge, you will have an indicator light right here on the front of the camera. Okay, so I don't know exactly where I'm going to put this yet. And in fact, I may just give this thing away. So I've gone ahead and put this 2x4 clamped up to a section of my house. You can see I've already got a camera here, but this is a spot where I would like one because that way faces my front door and that way faces walking up to my house. Would like to have one that I can rotate. I do have one that faces out, but having this option for this wireless one that you can rotate, very, very nice. So rather than go ahead and open the hardware, I've got a few extra screws here, and I'm not going to waste the stickers. I'm just going to put the mounts up here, mark the dot, and put a couple screws in. For these mounts, you definitely want to go ahead and make sure they're level. Since this is temporary, I'm just going to put the mount up here, mark it, and just put a couple of screws in. For the solar panel mount, I went ahead and took it apart. That way you can mark it out, or if you're going to just mount it up, you can use the stickers and you'll be just fine. I'm going to go ahead and mount this up here nice and high so I can get the panel right where the sun is going to be on it. And you do want to make sure that your panel when you mount it, it's angled about 35 to 40 degrees. That way, any kind of dew or rain or anything is not going to settle on top of the panel. It's going to run right off, and angle it towards the sun. So pretty easy to put the mounts on. I didn't use the stickers or anything. I just marked them out, pre-drilled, and now I'm screwing them in. Very, very easy process. Just about anybody could do this. Okay, I got the mounts on there tight. I'll go ahead and put the solar panel on, slip the camera on here, and then we're gonna be able to go ahead and operate this thing. I did bring it out here to this location and make sure that it was gonna work okay. Works fantastically, so I'm gonna put it up. So when you're ready to mount your solar panel and you have your mount that's gonna go into the insert, make sure you have this threaded fitting on here already, because if you screw this on, you're gonna get it on there. You're just gonna have to take it back off. So go ahead and get that into the insert, and you have this nice lock nut right here that they've provided, so you can lock that up just to get you started. You're gonna go ahead and put your panel up, and remember, you want it 35 to 40 degrees of angle. Just set it on there and slightly tighten it, and then get your panel right where you're gonna want it. I get most of my sunlight on this side of the day, so I'm gonna mount it right about there. Now this is not a permanent location for me, so normally I wouldn't have it just right here out in the open. I would have it tucked over a little bit where you wouldn't notice it. And I'm just gonna pull a little bit of the cable out, because this should reach down to where the camera is. You gotta get to the bottom of the camera. Plenty of cord provided here, so that definitely won't be an issue. Now, being that it's just demonstration, I'm not gonna have the cord fastened or anything. Normally, I would have cable runners and everything, you know, hidden and tucked in as best I could. But this is just for a demonstration. So now I'll get the camera, we'll plug it in. Got the camera here, and I'm gonna show you just how simple this is. Once you put, this thing has, let me see, 1, 2, 3 screw holes in each one of those mounts. Really, really simple. The camera just slips right on there. I mean, it's really can't be any easier than how they've made this. So you can go ahead and plug this in, or you can wait till you snap it into place. I've got plenty of cord to play with right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and snap it into place. You just put it on there, and right there, that's it. It really is that simple. You do have a couple of holes on the top of the mount that you could go ahead and put a couple screws in, and that would keep anyone from moving this thing and taking it or anything like that. But like I said, it does call for 7 to 10 feet. If you can't get it that high, it's not gonna be a problem. It's still gonna work. I think they just call for that range because most people walking aren't gonna be able to reach it in that range. So here it is mounted. I'm gonna start playing around with this thing. I'm gonna drive off and get quite a ways away and connect my phone back to the camera and use the microphone, try to move it around, see how everything works. So far with the test, everything works perfectly, so I don't expect any complications or issues. But we got to put this thing to a full test. And here you can see it's a bit of a cloudy day here today, but this is where I temporarily have this thing mounted. But this will give us a good example of how this thing works, and then we can get it to its final destination or a giveaway. Okay, so you can see we've got the camera mounted, the solar panel mounted, everything's charging up, it's working perfectly. I've got it all on the app and I'm playing around with it. It's working very, very nice. The more and more I think about this, since I've already got 16 cameras around my house, I'm gonna go ahead and give this thing away. And thank you to Dekco for trusting me to do this review. And on behalf of myself and you, we're gonna go ahead and give this away to a very special friend of mine, a coach, a mentor. This person suffered a loss, and sometimes she spends nights home alone with her and her child, who is in the 7th grade. and they don't have cameras there, this is going to be perfect for her. Christmas just passed, and unfortunately someone or something, could have been an animal, cut or chewed through some wires that she had out for her Christmas lights, and there's no way to know for sure who or what did it. That's where security cameras come into play. If we would have had something like this there, we would be able to see exactly what happened. That's why this is going to go to her. I appreciate you. You know who you are. This is coming to your house. On behalf of Dekco, thank you for being who you are. Now let's finish the review. Very, very bright light on this thing. Yep, just turned off. You can see the IR detection. Okay, so here you can see the night vision option working on the camera. It's just after 6 a.m. and it's still pretty dark at my house this time of day right now. So the night vision actually comes in really clear. It does transition quite smoothly for a Wi-Fi wireless camera. So definitely no problems with that. And you get a very, very good view. And the option to turn the light on really, really brightens things up. I mean, it makes it basically look like daytime when you hit the light. Okay, so here I am controlling the camera from the app on my phone. I absolutely love this camera. This is definitely a 2 thumbs up. It's going to make you feel a lot safer when you've got a camera on your house. This definitely will work as a deterrent for any kind of mischief that might happen. Hopefully not, but just in case, Dekco offers an excellent option to help secure your home. So I'll go ahead and walk outside and turn the camera as I'm doing it, and you can kind of see how it follows. It's a little bit jumpy, but that's kind of got to be expected. I am quite a ways away from my router, plus I have a block home, so this has got to go through, you know, big, thick cinder block walls. Let's go ahead and take a walk out. So I don't know if you can hear me from here. It's a beautiful day outside. Thank you to Dekco for sending me this camera. I've been checking this thing all night, all day. It's been working flawlessly. I checked it from several miles away. I was in the car line picking up my children. No issues at all. Okay, with all that being said, this is the solar wireless security camera from Dekco. This is the DC9P. Definitely recommend this to anybody that's looking for a solar wireless camera system. If you're not looking to run any kind of wiring through your house, you don't want to have to hire somebody to come do a camera system, this is an excellent option. I certainly recommend this to anybody who is looking for a security camera system. And even if you already have one, if you're looking to add something into a zone that you may not have covered, this is an excellent option because you can put it right up and control it from any smart device. There is several options on this thing. When you go into the menu, there's all kinds of options and controls, and then each option and control has little subdivisions that you can go into. The possibilities are, I won't say endless, but there is for me, this is a win-win product. Big shout out to Dekco for making such an excellent item here. This just gives me a big peace of mind having cameras around my house, and will probably do the same for you. It's also cool if you have pets or children. This is a good way to keep an eye on them. I do want to mention they also have a cloud service option for this. Of course, you have the micro SD card option. You can put that right in the slot and keep everything right there. I am sure I'm forgetting quite a bit because this has so many options. You can play around with it for days. I love this thing. Definitely get yourself one of these Dekco security camera systems. This is great for your house, for your office, construction sites, anywhere that you have Wi-Fi and you need to get a camera up fast and easy and put your mind at ease so you can see what is going on. You can also hear and talk back with the two-way communication. Thank you, Dekco. Excellent. 2 thumbs up.